Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. Today we're going to start the Patriotic journal using all these different papers that I've created lately, the grungy Americana sort of look. So what I'm going to do is another flip-flop journal. What you will need if you want to make one the same way is 2 manila file folders. These are just file folders from the dollar store. They're nothing fancy or special. They're just cheap. So what you're going to want to do is, there's the natural fold with the score lines in it on the file folder over here. So you're going to cut one piece at 14.5 inches. So what that is I'm going to put this here. So hopefully you can kind of see that's where that one ends. You can see this is where the natural fold is. I cut this at 6 because this is 12 inches from here to this fold. But then I left on 2.5 inches over here. And the reason I did that was, one, so that I can hook it to the other manila file folder and have a pocket. However, if you do not want this pocket, you could even just make like a, 1/2 inch piece that comes over and connects the 2 manila file folders together. Because there aren't any that are long enough. You need it to be at least like 24 inches long total. So I just did one cut at 14.5 inches, and then another piece that's cut at 12 inches, and then I took off 1/8 of an inch. And you'll see right here, there's the fold line, and here's the edge of the file folder. There's just 1/8 of an inch right there that I took off of this second one. And that was because when I tried to put them together, when I left it at 12 inches, it would not fold together right, because it's hitting that center, fold, and it's pushing it out, and then you get parts of this that hang over, and I didn't want that. So that's how I did it. Okay, so you have one, and I know I have this all written on backwards and upside down and everything. One piece at 14.5 inches, and you're going to glue that to make a pocket if you want to do it like I did with a pocket. If you don't want a pocket, you can just glue them together at your little fold right there. And then you need another piece that's 12 inches, and then just cut off 1/8 of an inch, just so that you don't have it butt up into this corner and push everything that direction. It just turns out better. And so what I did to glue those together was I lined them up, got all the little spines lined up and everything very carefully, set it down, because I didn't want to slide that one all the way into the other one, because there's that 1/8 of an inch gap. I lifted my flap and glued, and put it down so that they would be even, because you don't want to push the one that has the 1/8 inch cut off into the other one, because then it'll be short. So you don't want to push this piece that has the little 1/8 inch gap into the other one, because you'll end up not lining up on the edges here. I know it's very confusing, but hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay, so what we're going to do is do 3 signatures. There'll be one signature here, a pocket. You could flip it the other way too, though. Another signature here, and then the 3rd signature back there, just like I've been making them. It's just made out of a different cover material. But you can make them out of just about anything, as long as you can get it long enough. Which is it has to be 24 inches long to have the 6-inch sections. I mean, you can make them any size you want. You can make the skinny ones too. That's what most of them started as, was the tall skinnies. But I decided I wanted to make them, full size, so that I can take an 8.5 sheet by 11 sheet of paper and fold it in half and have the normal signature size. So that's how I did it. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to collage all over this. And I'm hoping and praying that that all made sense. If you have questions, just ask me and I will answer as best I possibly can. I know it's a little bit confusing, but I try. I try to not make it awful. And I found some music page that's like Star Spangled Banner and stuff like that, so I'm going to use those. But first, I'm going to say hugs and blessings to Mary, Janet, and Rhonda. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your kind comments and always watching. I really, really appreciate it. I love getting comments from you guys. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to my continuing subscribers. I love you all very much. And yeah, if you could please, if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. And liking, commenting always helps YouTube channels. So if you didn't know that, it helps because it pushes the channel into the algorithm for other people to view. So it is very important. I know sometimes we just don't feel like it, and I understand, like we all have those days. You just don't want to. You just want to watch the video and relax and not worry about it. But if you have a chance and you can, I would really, really appreciate it. So I will stop my spiel on that. It just really does help. And I do get killed in the algorithm. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me for whatever reason. So I appreciate all the help I can get in that area. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I am having a much better day. I was, you know, just my silly self last night and stayed up most of the night waiting for my daughter to get home. And they didn't get home till 4:30 this morning. So let's just say this may not be the most exciting video in the world, but everyone is fine, and that's all that matters. So I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm just going to take different bits and pieces of old papers I have, maybe a few bits of the printed papers just for some color. And I'm basically just going to glue them all down onto my manila file folder. And I think I'm just going to kind of go edge to edge because this isn't bad, and I'll ink it. As far as, you know, like the manila envelopes, I don't love the way they look, but I don't mind the way these look. So I'm not going to stress about that a whole ton. I'm just going to put my pieces down. And then after I'm all finished, I'll probably go over the whole thing with some matte medium just to kind of seal it a little bit. Not that, I mean, please don't ever take my journals into the bathtub or out in the rain. Probably just not a good idea because I just don't think they'll make it. So what did I do with my glue stick, you guys? Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what I did, but here's a new one. There's no telling. I took it somewhere, obviously. Or my husband came and snatched it. That's another thing that happens sometimes because he uses it on the 3D printer bed. Sometimes the plastic won't stick right. And so if you just put a little bit of glue stick on, it makes it stick. So every so often one goes missing, and it's because he came and absconded with it, which is fine. Then I just look like a fool. That's all. Oh my goodness. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. It was a crazy one. But my daughter they basically worked their tail ends off, drove all night Thursday to get to the event. Friday, same thing, drove all night, just like they did last night, so they could get there in time. And then worked their tinies off, like I said. It's the weirdest thing. It was their, like I said, sorority fraternity, and they had them hosting it, like their chapter hosting it, even though they didn't live there. You know, they live in Idaho. So I thought that was very bizarre. It's like, I wonder why they didn't have the kids host it that lived in that area or whatever. Anyways, So then they get down there and they had to do all the like setting up, and had a whole bunch of meetings that they had to take part in just to make sure that everything's running right and all the chapters and everybody's in agreement on all that. I mean, I don't even totally know. I wasn't in any sororities or anything. And my husband wasn't in a fraternity, so I don't know a whole lot about how all that works. But anyways, and then they got honored, which is good. Their group did, their chapter did. And so they had to stay for a special meeting. And that got out late. And so they just got on the road late and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, 4:30 this morning. So that was a little chaotic. Because there's some parts that you drive through coming back that are very desolate. And it just always worries me if they have car trouble or any of that kind of thing. So, but they made it and they're good. And they did have fun. It was just a lot of work. But, yeah, kind of crazy. And she's got an interview for an internship today. So, like, they had to get back. They all had school and things to do. A lot of them are seniors. So, time's a-wasting, you know. Can't have that. So, but they did it. And I thank you guys for all your well wishes, because I know I am a spaz. You're probably like, come on, lady, you're not the first person that has kids. And I am fully aware. But I also can't help how I feel. But I know a lot of you understand, so thank you. Yeah, so I think this will be fun, just to have all kinds of different things on it. And then a lot, you know, like a lot of this very cover part will get covered up, just because I'm going to put a topper on. I'm just going to take that off. I just want the writing, really, you know. Do I want... I might use that over here and then put... I don't even really have to put anything there because I know the topper will end up covering that. And I don't know what I'm going to do exactly for a topper. But I'm going to use the fabric I got. I got this, which I think is so cool because it kind of has that old look about it. And I thought I'll do something with a topper with that. And then I'll also put it on the spines like I did on the last journal with the wool. So just kind of strengthen the spines up a little bit. I mean, these end up being pretty substantial as far as, I don't feel like the cover's cheesy or flimsy or anything like that. It's just, I like to make sure where it's opening and closing, it has a good strengthened spine. And I am going right over the fold. You kind of want to, you either want to come right next to the fold, which I don't love that look because then when you fold it, you end up with weird little bits of paper sticking up. Or go over the fold kind of substantially, because if you just do a tiny bit, like a 1/4 of an inch over the fold or 1/8 of an inch over the fold, when you fold it, a lot of times that edge pops up. So that's just a live and learn thing because I've done it. So I know. But anyways, it's not very nice weather. We had decent weather this weekend, but I thought it was going to be a lot nicer than it turned out being. It's very windy. That always kind of makes me cranky. Let me turn this way. Do you guys have that problem at all? I don't know what it is with wind. Like, I want to go for a walk today, but it is just whipping out there, and that just makes me angry. You'd think it wouldn't, because I grew up with, like I told you guys, Washo Zephyrs every freaking day at 4 o'clock, but maybe that's why it does make me angry, because it's just, I got so tired of it or something. I don't know. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Gail Augustinelli. Thank you so much, Gail. You're the sweetest lady. I mean, I already knew she was the sweetest lady anyways, but she just purchased some things from my shop and mentioned it, and a lot of lovely people came over to my shop and purchased some of my pocket digitals that Gail, so if you don't watch Gail Augustinelli, I'm sure you guys all do, but if you don't, for some reason, like you're new and you just don't know, definitely check her channel out, because she does lots of fun stuff. She's was like a huge influence on me starting out, and she's been great too, because I didn't have anybody in my area that does this when I first started, and I could always go to her with a question and she would always answer, and just, you know, she's very kind and supportive of other creators, and so I just want to say a huge thank you to her for her kindness and support over the years. She's just been fantastic to me. So I want her to know I appreciate her. I don't know that she watches me, but if any of you, you know, are her big followers, you could mention that I mentioned her, because I do appreciate her. I did go over and, of course, comment on her video, too. Need all the help I can get. Summer's coming, and it seems like it's understandable. People go outside and do their outside activities and don't craft, and then it's a big difficult time for the rest, those of us that do this kind of stuff. So I appreciate all the help I can get. That is for sure. That's the only problem when you do these things, not just for fun, you know, when you're trying to make a living, it can be tricky, because there's no guarantees, which I know that. I might actually go and see if I could get a job this summer doing something, I don't know, maybe at a gardening center or something like that, just seasonal type. Just to help with all that. I think I'm just going to take this all the way over here. Might as well. But I do appreciate all of you very much. You know, I could not do it without you guys, that's for sure. Yeah, it's just icky windy out there today, which is a bummer. Kind of was that way all weekend. We were sort of sad. We were out there yesterday because we wanted to sit out, you know, and so we put our little lawn chairs out in the middle of the lawn, and we're sitting out there to get just a little sun because it was a little cool in the shade, and it was still just blowing too hard, so I was like, I'm going inside. I can't. Yeah, it's fun because my husband will sit and read, and then I usually work on a digital or something, some kind of art thing. And yeah, I just couldn't do it. So we did go on a good walk, so that was nice. It's just always nicer to have somebody to walk with. then when you go by yourself. And if you're doing these, you don't have to ink. I know a lot of people don't really like to ink, but I always feel like stuff isn't finished until it's inked. So, especially if I'm going to do a little bit grungier journal. I mean, I always ink, but you don't have to. I love this old handwriting. It's just very cool. I don't remember where I got this paper. It's composition notebook. I think I got it at a antique store in our area. That edge isn't wanting to sit right. If I'm hanging over anywhere, I'll just trim it after I'm done, because I undoubtedly will be somewhere. And I know this might seem kind of plain because I'm not doing a whole lot of the colored bits, but I want it to be a little bit more neutral. Where to put there or over here somewhere. I think I'll put it here. I've been watching this show called, I think it's Sanditon. It's a weird name, I think. Sandington. But it's that whole Regency era drama, you know. But it's pretty good. I just love costuming when they do those type of shows. It's just so cool. So see, when I put a topper on there, it'll be like that. So that'll be good. That could be good. Some school type stuff. Let's go down to there. Yeah, I just tried to find all different little bits and pieces in my scraps that I could glue down. And then I have stamps that I'll put here and there. I think this will be another fun one. The way this paper kind of crinkles. Trying to find the least sticky spot on my glue book. This is where you go through glue books like crazy. And I've tried using like old cutting, well, not old, but you know, those glass cutting boards. And that works fine if I'm doing this on my own, you know, not video taping. But I can't wash it off or anything, and it gets so sticky. There still isn't anywhere to put stuff down. It seems like the book page is the best, but you start to feel like, oh, I'm just using gobs of book page. I might just put that label right there. I mean, I could put a stamp too, but I think I'm just going to put that there to cover that little hole. Or label. What did I say that? I don't know what I said. I'm just blabbing about who knows what. I talked to my son yesterday, and he is all a mess with allergies. I'm like, oh my gosh, he sounds horrible. I thought he was sick at first. It's all that pollen in the air. We got our wrought iron table out, and chairs. We always put it in the shed for the winter, so we got all that out, so that's fun because that always makes me feel like nice weather's coming. Which needs to be painted. That's another project. And rock in the yard. We need some new rock in the yard. We've lived here for, gosh, it's almost been 20 years. And so it's just, things are starting to look sad days out there. I don't know what I want to put, sorry. Use this. Kind of gave us the bottom of the barrel, you know, when we moved in here. Luckily, this is a good thing, but the builders had put in grass and some rock, you know, just basic landscaping. So that was awesome, because I didn't want to have to start from nothing again, because we had done that twice. And but it's like we cut the bottom of the barrel on the rock or something, because a lot of it is just those little bits that, you know, are at the bottom of the barrel, basically. And dirt, you know what I mean? So then the weeds grow in it. It's like, we just need some nice new rock after this many years. Oh, that side might be better. Look at all the numbers. Nah, I'll just do this. It's fine. Back when we could afford a house here. I don't know how our kids are ever gonna have a house. Yeah. I just don't even know. Even with college degrees, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy. A piece of this. It's a little bit thicker, but I'm thinking it would look cute up there. Should have flipped it over and tore it. I could flip it this way and trim it up at the top. This is scrapbook paper, authentique. Do I want it to go all the way across? I don't think so. I'm going to do like that. And then I'm going to have to find whatever's going to go there, because this is thicker, so it needs to be on top. That will work. Yeah, this is probably going to be a long process. I'm sorry, this is probably like super boring. But if you want to wait for tomorrow's video, I understand, because unfortunately it's all part of the process. You gotta like get the cover done if you want to make the rest of the journal. I think that's why I struggle doing covers, because sometimes they're a little bit boring for videos. I'm going to turn it over and tear that again. So they're not my favorite. Oh, it just made it worse. Oh my gosh. I'm such a dope. I thought I tore it that way in the first place. I don't know what I did. Anyway, that's going to go up there. Yeah, so this is a little snoozy. Make sure you get your corners good. I know I will have to go back through and probably glue some corners, because I always seem to be lackadaisical with that. And then they lift. So yeah, I just want a few bits of the like red, white, and blue paper. And I save all these. I know I've said it a million times, but if there's new people, they might not know. And you can stamp on them and then use them. Like this kind of, you know, the Tim Holtz stamps or whatever stamps you want to use. They're just kind of good to use up that way. So after I put this piece on, I'll go back to the beginning and start putting in some stamps just so you can see that. And rather than just keep watching me do this. But anyway, once both sides are completely covered and they have the matte medium over the top, I think it'll be a pretty substantial cover. So, like I said, that'll get covered, so let's just ignore that. I'm going to use some of these stamps I have. Some of them are on pieces of envelope, like, you know, they got sent that way. And sometimes I leave them like that, but I think I'm going to try to get rid of some of that extra paper, just because it'll add bulk. And I'm just going to put them around here and there. I might even do some stamping here and there. Is that going to be right on that fold? I didn't even think about that. No, the fold's over there a little further. Okay. This is mostly going to be, I don't know what. So I don't want to put a whole bunch on the cover, but I might put like at least one or something. I like it when they have the little extra bit. I just dug through all my stamps and tried to find the ones that were like, you know, flags, red, white, and blue, something patriotic looking anyway. A lot of these don't have the like ruffly edge. They're the newer sticker stamps. That'll be another good reason to have the matte medium on there. These ones are a little shinier than the old stamps. That I got like glue over the entire, both sides. Always got to make a mess somewhere. It's like a must. Yeah, I think those will look kind of cool. Just here and there. This feels kind of thick. Yeah, my daughter had a good time this weekend, but she's a lot like I am. And so she gets overwhelmed with people. And by the second day, she was like, I really just need to go somewhere where there's no people. She's like, not even, I mean, she's like, I love my friends and everything, but it's like, oh, I'm sorry I did that to you. And I totally know what she's talking about. It's like, I can totally love the company and be having a good time, but I just get over, I just can't, I don't know, just get overwhelmed. There's no other word for it. And it's nothing against anyone. It's just me. But yeah, she was having that issue by last night, and she's like, and I can't even like get in the car and just drive home with, you know, some silence or something, because there were 4 of them in the car, which is good because they took turns driving, because I don't think they could have stayed awake otherwise. But yeah, it's just that overwhelm thing. I feel you on that, that's for sure. Wish I was not like that. But unfortunately, there's no control over some things. And I don't think some groups or things take that into account. People will just, like, I always heard stuff like, well, you just need to get over it, or that kind of thing. And I'm just here to say, I don't think that's something you can get over, because I know mine's just gotten worse the older I've gotten. I mean, I think it does help, obviously, to be encouraged to, like, speak in public or whatever. Like, I understand. But I also feel like it should be taken into account a little more than it is. These are those little papers from Amazon. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I always thought there was something wrong with me because I was like that, and my friends weren't like that. Like, I thought it was a just me thing. I realized how many people are like that. My dad was a little bit like that, like, but he could be very social, and he ran for public office and stuff like that, so he was a little better with it. But and I don't know about my mom, if she was like that or not. But I know my daughter struggles. And my sister. And I'm telling you, when my brain says it's time to go, it's time to go. Small groups are fine. Yeah, my sister and I were talking about that yesterday. Back when we were kids, it was like people would just be like, well, get over it or knock it off, or so you just didn't, I don't know. Rub some dirt in it. All those things. Let's see. I might have to get more paper here before I continue. I guess I could use this. This might be cool up at the top. Maybe I'll use this. Because I don't want to use... Well, I do have that other one still. I guess I could use this one. I love this song. That brings back the school days. In music class. Okay. I need more papers. Hold on just a minute. I just grabbed a couple more things. We just need this section right here. I thought one of these Depper, some of these Depper Gentlemen might be good. This is out of the Sears and Roebuck. Kind of like this randomness of this bottom part, with them going this way and that way and every which way. And then we just have a piece of this over there. I'm gonna go. It's very thin paper. That one's good too, but I like this guy. Okay, and then just maybe some of this. I found one of these on Amazon. $49. I was like, I think I'll pass on that. I wish they would print them again, you know, because they're very cool. That and Edith Holden. I wish they would. Oh man, I messed that up. I really want the numbers over here. Well, I guess we can put something there in that spot. But yeah, don't you wish they would print Edith Holden books again? Because they, if you can even find them now, they're so expensive. Even just make paper. Somebody that can, you know, family or whoever it is that has access to her illustrations. Make some paper. You could make a killing. And I've tried to sort of get that look, like use the AI, and like it doesn't work. I mean, obviously I wouldn't expect it to be exactly like that, but I can't even get anything that looks decent. I am working on a pretty floral kit right now, though. I did find some very pretty flowers. Very pretty. Alrighty. And then we'll take, maybe have that one. Maybe I'll put these here because they're a nice, kind of robust piece. Because it's so close to this edge, I don't want it to, see, like that's lifting right there. Yeah, I just don't think anybody, I mean, there are people that have some beautiful botanical illustrations. I don't know what it is about Edith Holton's work. Nobody can compare, in my opinion. It's just very unique. All right. There we have one side, because remember, this is going to have the topper. And the words, I'm telling you, just running right out of my brain. But that's a pretty good expanse to cover. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then when I come back next time, this hopefully will be done, because I'll put a coat of matte medium on it as well. So I know that wasn't super exciting, but I know people want to know, you know, how you do certain things. And we always have new people, and I want them to feel welcome and all of those good things. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon. Love you guys. Bye.